West Point is a microcosm of America. Our cadets will be graduates and they will serve in the Army, and they have to be representative of the soldiers they are leading. And so it's important for us to bring in a diverse student body that's reflective of America across the board. The more diverse that we have, then the greater it is for their ability to lead the sons and daughters of America. Diversity is really what makes America great. The difference in our cultures and the population, and essentially the diversity at West Point, is truly what makes West Point a success.
To graduate leaders, a West Point education reaches beyond the standards of other colleges, forging character and intellect in equal measure.
They say the school is probably #1 now, academically. So what else do I want? My son is going to Ivy League school. He's getting a leadership that he cannot get anywhere in the world. And it's going to help him try his life. And I know going to that school make him better than me.
They're getting a leadership training module that no other college, including the other service academies, provide. You're getting some of the greatest leaders that have graduated from West Point. You're getting some of the greatest leaders out in corporate America coming here to speak to you as a cadet. And all those skills that you're learning and all that information that you're gathering from those individuals make you that much more of a proficient and professional leader once you get out to the Army.
I was a cadet brigade commander in Chicago, Lane Tech Junior ROTC, the biggest junior ROTC program in the city of Chicago at the time. And my military instructor, retired warrant officer Donald M. Lesh, said to me, you know, you seem to be pretty squared away. You're doing very well here. You're a brigade commander. You should think about going to West Point. And I'll never forget, look, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I'm the product of a single-parent, welfare-supported home. And I said to him, in a classic West Side way, guys like me don't go to West Point. West Point's for chumps. And he said, if you don't think you can make it, then maybe you shouldn't go. And when he said that, I said, well, I'm gonna show him.
Before I came here, the only idea I had about the military was through my grandfather. He served in the Korean War. He would just tell me battle stories and just how it felt great to just, you know, save his buddy or, you know, protect a little town. And he actually had a lot of pride in what he did. And I felt like I should actually follow his footsteps and see what it's like myself.
The decision to attend West Point is your son's or daughter's experience. They must be motivated, they must have the passion, they must be willing to make the commitment to succeed in a very demanding environment.
He's the only son, and so if he has to go to actual combat duty, that was of a concern to me, but the final decision was really his. And then because of my Christian background, then I, you know, just said, you know, have to leave all that in the hands of the Lord.
Push back, have a horseshoe formation up, maybe like 2 yards.
One person can shoot the azimuth, and the other person can do the pace. They're going to be going through a lot of obstacles, and many of them have never read a map before, have shot an azimuth, pace count, they have no idea what that is. Doing this will give them confidence whenever they face challenges, difficulties, and aren't familiar, uncomfortable in situations.
we're all going through the same thing, the same way, with the same time, and the same leadership dealing with us in different ways based upon personality. Take it. Good? You'd be surprised at how close you can get with your teammates just because you're going through the same thing at the same time.
5. Before I got here, I didn't know much about West Point. Once I got here, I learned quickly that it's rigorous training, and I've had a good time so far.
With Beast Barracks behind them, the rigorous academic year begins. Cadets will be challenged by faculty and programs officially ranked among the nation's best.
1,000 meters, okay. So at this point, we're using the work equation.
The academic year started off and it wasn't really that intense, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, like it's not that bad. But then these things called Thayer Weeks come up, and you have multiple like great events in 1 week, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But when the week is over, you feel like a lot better. But time management is key here. If you do not manage your time and study like you're supposed to, you will not succeed.
I've had the opportunity to attend some of the finest schools in the world. But when people ask me where did I go to school, I'm most proud of saying I'm a West Pointer, because every one of those schools was easy in comparison to West Point. And every one of those schools was made possible by virtue of the things I learned here, the support network that was established, and the self-confidence I gained from going through the West Point experience.
The initial perceptions are they're going to come here, have their traditional college experience, go to class all day. When they actually arrive, it completely changes. They take part in intramurals, they take part in club squad sports, they're going on trips to Africa, they're going on trips to Japan. They're doing things that aren't traditionally in a typical college. And that's what they usually find out once they actually arrive.
At West Point, we learn military skills, we do physical training, we get in shape, and we go to school every day. But at the crux of it all, it's all about leadership.
Corporate America does not hire people for their technical skills to lead their organizations. They hire them for their leadership skills. The reason I'm here is not for my technical skills. It's for my leadership and management skills. There's no better leadership institution in the country than West Point, period.
This place brings out your weaknesses, and whether you like it or not, you're going to have to face those weaknesses. And it helps you overcome those weaknesses by the support system they have here.
If a plebe in my platoon is having difficulties in class, I have them write up a plan of action of how they will improve the grades. So this plan of action can include getting extra help from a teacher, their team leader who's a sophomore, or other plebes that are probably doing well in the class. And I will go back and check to make sure they're actually following through.
So what makes the support system at West Point so special is the fact that it is geared around the individual. We want to ensure the success of every single person who raises their right hand and swears an oath to the nation. So from the time you come into the academy till the time you depart, we have an enduring obligation to ensure your success.
West Point Support Network teaches cadets to engage each other in constructive actions that work to achieve the success of every individual cadet, regardless of race, gender, creed, or socioeconomic background. A learning experience that creates effective leaders for a diverse Army.
1, 2. I mean, we're here to become officers and we're going to lead. And, as long as, we all learn to work together, I think we can actually do some good in the world.
There's a sort of racial equality that I haven't seen anywhere else in mainstream society.
Every day that I walk through West Point and I see like African-American officers or other minority officers, that sometimes motivates me to say, yeah, I should be here, I should be doing what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with, it doesn't matter who you are. If you have what it takes to be a great officer, you will be. And that's all it's really about.
Scott A. Rosenshine, Michael L.
Michael O.
James C. Flannery.